Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Marvel Studios assembled the making of Loki Season 2. Now, as far as I can remember, I don't think any other Disney Plus series has gotten a sequel making of. Just a making of for their second season. It's just kind of strange. There's not a whole lot of Disney Plus series right now that have or will be getting second seasons, but Loki obviously is one that earned it. He is the original villain for so many of the Marvel universe. Thor, Avengers, and so on and so on. Eventually, of course, by the way, I am going to spoil some things in here. I'm going to openly talk spoilers. So if you have not seen the season at all, you need to stop watching now. It's important that you don't watch these making ofs or even have somebody talk about the making ofs until you've actually seen the seasons and seen the whole series. In fact, I would tell you right now, if you haven't watched minute one or remember even any of it, start from episode 1 in season 1 and go all the way through. They actually, while they are two separate, spiritually separate arcs, they literally, the second one picks up right where the first one ends off, like within minutes. So it's not a, oh, here it is 3 months later, they're picking up the pieces and they're, no, it's none of that. It's literally one long story over 2 seasons, and it's not a whole lot of episodes in each. And honestly, it's a lot fewer than I'd want. I want more. This is easily one of my favorite series on Disney Plus of all time. I mean, a large part of that is Tom Hiddleston and the cast and everybody else that's involved with this. I mean, Owen Wilson and why can't I say her name? Sophie DiMartino. Let's see here. I'm gonna mess this up. Masaku. Gugu Mbatha-Raw. I'm butchering these. Eugene Cordero and Ki-Hai Kwan, who joined in the second season here. So it's a humongous, fantastic cast. It plays it plays completely separately from the rest of the MCU. There's no chance of Spider-Man swinging through, or Captain America showing up, or it's not like while there's time travel and everything else, they don't necessarily they use it to cross paths at different points in history with familiar parts of the MCU. There are references about, sure, absolutely, especially in the first season. But in the second season, we're dealing with time travel and a time traveler and in a multiverse. Basically the TVA, which, if you don't know, is a Time Variance Authority, created by Kang to manage all of time and get rid of all the unwanted, extraneous, alternate realities that are created by people's different choices. And that seems like an impossible task because, sure, it might be important to keep an eye on the big decisions of, say, presidents and kings and influencers and technology people and all sorts of things that literally just change things. But there's billions of people on the planet, and the slightest change that I make 40 years ago might have resonance in a different life 100 years from now, because of the decisions I made that affected another person, that affected another place. Eventually, you have, there's so many variant moments. In this reality, I lifted the left hand. In this reality, I lifted a right hand. And somehow that makes a difference in some cases. Maybe not in my little enclosed space here right now, but out in the world. So yeah, it's an exponentially splitting off multiverse, and that's out of control. And in this, we don't just necessarily get to see behind the scenes how they made things, the costumes, the sets, the choices in story and the acting. And by the way, they love to praise Tom Hiddleston, rightfully so. But I mean, they talk about the decisions made when it comes to how this all fits with everything else. This is probably the most consequential story in the MCU going forward without actually touching on some of the more known elements of the MCU. When we reach the Secret Wars, I don't know why I put the in front of it. When we reach Secret Wars, and I fully can't comprehend just how overblown and complex that film is going to be. And I can't imagine it's a single film. Because, I mean, Infinity War and Endgame were massive pieces, and they were great, but packed full of so much. Infinity War is literally just going to be, hey, would you like 1,000,000 comics? Just throwing all of them at you at once. The great thing is they do discuss decisions made in Loki's taking his place at the very end of the series. He doesn't die. Big spoiler. But he kind of dies to himself in a sense that he's denied himself everything he thought he ever wanted for the greater good, for the greater good of all of existence. And to me, that is just one of the biggest heroic acts that any MCU character in any level has made. Yeah, Tony Stark made a big sacrifice fighting Thanos and using the Infinity Stones. That's nothing. Well, okay, not nothing, but it's in comparison to Loki taking his position at the end. Kind of a big deal. I'm sorry. I realize I should be talking about the making of, not necessarily the storyline, but when I last talked about Loki season 2, it was the premiere of the second season, I think. I'm pretty sure I did that. And I never got to talk about the end. And so I'm indulging now. So, the great thing also is I got to see these actors and creators in a panel at the Paley Fest a number of months ago. I think it was March or April, in Hollywood, at the Dolby Theater where they have the Oscars and everything else, which is really ironic because I was talking about that place just yesterday. Yes. Yesterday. And I got to sit. I got a free seat. Got to sit down. Got to watch Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson and so much of the cast and creators behind the scenes talk about some of the things they talk about in this documentary. So you can probably find, hopefully, the Paley Fest YouTube channel or something like it will have clips or the full chat that they had at the event. Normally with Marvel stuff, even though some panels might get Q&As, Marvel stuff does not, because you're just going to get the same dumb questions. So are you coming back? And they're not going to answer that question. We're going to see Loki again? They can't answer that question even though they know it. They know the answer. I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah, we'll see him again. There's such a decision that at that level will not just be forgotten. And for those of you who've watched all the way to the end of the series, you will be rewarded in possibly the final moments of one of these major films coming out in the years to come, depending on how the whole Kang thing works out with Jonathan Majors or not. You don't know. The TVA we'll see again really soon in the new Deadpool and Wolverine film. So yeah, we may not see Ki-Hai Kwan or Owen Wilson or Loki, Tom Hiddleston, but you never know. You never know. There's a lot to happen in there. But again, there's if you want something that sort of just digs deeper, a lot of people are just happy to just experience the story and enjoy the thing at surface level. I love watching the behind the scenes. I love watching just how they made the things. When it comes to something like this, it has some of my most favorite sets. Just that whole retro, I don't know, I want to take home so many of the props. I would just make a room. I'd have to have a room available. I just want to make a room that just looks like the TVA, the temporal control center. I just want that. It's so much of it is so freaking awesome. And the costumes and all the directors get to talk about all the experiences they had. The actors, of course, talking about doing some time loop scenes over and over and over again, to the point that they go home and dream about those scenes even after they're all done for the day, and they have to go back and do it again the next day. So yeah, it's fun, bit of humor here and there, but for nerds like me who just love just digging into the little secrets. I would never watch this before I saw the entire series, but yeah, seeing how the little piece, all the little and big pieces are put together with so many talented people, yeah, I love these kind of things. And some of these documentaries can be a little indulgent and sometimes a little surfacey. You'd think that they're just talking to the camera. I've been watching The Boys, which is on Amazon, totally different thing, and they do such great send-ups of popular culture and the celebrity world, which all the superheroes are celebrities in that world, not the Marvel Universe, and even the Comic-Con realm of things, which is kind of neat. They do a really great job of mocking it. If you can stomach all the rest of the content, it's not easy for some people with weak stomachs or a more Puritan type disposition, let's say. The Boys is not for everybody, but Loki is for everybody behind the scenes. The Marvel Studios assembled, definitely for everybody who loves to see how it's all made. And I highly recommend this kind of thing. But that's me. That's my thing. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 128. We're staying in the hundreds, the low hundreds. I don't have to scroll very far. Oh, as I said yesterday, is it really 128? Yeah. Okay, we're going to do another Marvel Studios Assembled. And this one, wow. I thought for sure we watched this already. If I am wrong, I will come back and correct this. I'm sure I'm wrong, but this is done by some of the same people who worked on Loki season 2. So this is a series that had different levels of appreciation, but I think it's definitely worth. I'm excited to check out the behind the scenes because I like the actors that are involved and the people who are working behind the scenes. I think did a great job. So, and this is not a character that's easy to depict. It's yeah. But we'll see tomorrow. Marvel Studios Assembled, Moon Knight. So yeah. Moon Knight. I honestly, this is all random. If you don't know already, these things are completely randomly selected. I do not know what I'm going to watch from day to day. The number is chosen by the random number picker, and then I pick that number from a spreadsheet that correlates to a title, and that's what I watch, whether I like it or not. As long as I haven't seen it before in the list, I watch it. Or if it's not taken off of Disney Plus in the meantime, I watch it. So that's what we're watching next. Back to back, Marvel Studios Assembled, the making of Moon Knight on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.